promise I'll make it very short and sweet. Okay. So, we heard a lot about the security solutions. We heard about the threats. We heard about the challenges. First of all, since I was not on the panel, I'll just quickly introduce. My name is Lokesh Lohiya. I look after the connected safety and security business of Cisco for Pan-India region as well as SAARC. Right, so I'm basically from the domain expertise or the subject matter expertise when it comes to safety and security. While Cisco, is a familiar figure in banking industry, we almost control more than 80% of the network market in banking industry, not only in India but worldwide, right? And it's been a trend in Cisco, and the history definitely proves it, that whichever technology that we have entered, we have broad differentiation, we have broad solutions that the customer required as per the geography, right? There are some very important points raised in the last presentation about customization for the local market or the local geography, right, which is very critical, and that's where Cisco plays a very critical role, even though we are a US company, but we have service centers here, we have research development centers here in India, which are customizing products and solutions for India, right? So, very quickly, we actually heard about most of the challenges, right, which is there in the banking industry. But from technology perspective, and actually we got an opportunity to visit a lot of branches, currency chairs, gold cells, ATMs, buildings, right? And we understand that there are three key entities, right, primary entities, which are ATMs, branches, which could be with currency chairs and gold cells, and buildings, right, which primarily form the key assets of banking industry. And when we saw all these three entities, right, and when we did a site survey from a technology perspective, these were the challenges that came out, right? And these are not new, these are known. We saw that, that there are proprietary solutions available or deployed where video recording is not happening, or there are loss of video data. The panic button doesn't work, right? The fire alarm system doesn't work. There's an access control system which has been deactivated by the local team, from A's and all operations and all those stuff, right? And considering these challenges which are there from a technology perspective, right? Cisco actually started designing solutions some years back with our banking experience, of course, that what would be the right set of solutions, right? And we heard about different solutions. Cisco is not different, it's actually moving towards that, right? And what we are trying to do is, we are trying to connect the dots, and that's why we call it as connected safety and security. Well, there are many dots of security. How do you connect these dots, right, where you can actually exchange information and start responding at real time, right? So these are the various technologies that goes in a building, which is not new, whether it's building, whether it's branch, whether it's ATM. These are the different security systems that are deployed. The challenge is, right, that they are working, they are creating alerts, right? They are working as an independent solution. But are they exchanging information? The answer is probably no, right? Is there a real-time alert that if this system doesn't work, right, the security in charge knows that my so-and-so camera or my access control or my panic button system is not working and it has to be immediately amended? Probably the answer is again no, right? Is access control solution talking to a video, and we heard that in the panel discussion also, is that in case if there's a breach of door, right, I can get an alert that there's a breach of door, right, or a perimeter intrusion. But can I actually, the camera start streaming that video automatically? There may be so many cameras there, right? How would I know that which camera is actually addressing that challenge, right? So is access control or video surveillance talking to each other? Probably at current situation, the deployed solution says no, but of course from a technology perspective, this is very much possible. So what Cisco has been doing, right, and as I started, right, Cisco always like to bring differentiation when it comes to technology. Like the generation 1 and 2, what we see here is all known to us about various security systems. The 3 and 4 is what is prevailing. What Cisco is working on is the 5th generation of security system. And we heard a glimpse of it about something like virtualization, something like cloud, something like integrations, something like convert solutions. So all that is what Cisco as a company is trying to bring it on a common platform. We have solutions which can actually help the deployment easy. Now video, for example, is a very heavy data on a network. How you can ensure that video gets the priority because it's actually related to security system, right? So we have innovated a solution called as MediaNet, where the system, entire system knows that this is the traffic or this is the data which is flowing. This is a critical data, needs a priority, right? We have created solutions on virtualized platform. Each bank will have multiple entities in a country, right? Whether it's ATM, branches, buildings, which are geographically dispersed. It's not possible physically to have a command control center or CMS, as in banking industry, at each location. It is not possible to actually have recording, storage at each location. It's actually not possible to have a complete full-fledged security system at each location. So how we can virtualize and make use of this various security systems on a virtualized or a converged platform. So primarily what we are doing is we are working on innovations when it comes to edge devices like cameras, and as Arinda, my colleague, said, that we are bringing cameras which will have built-in storage, which will have built-in software patch, which will have built-in probably video analytics and so on. Right? Today we have a phone which does at least 10 functions for us. We don't use a calculator today. We don't use a separate camera today. Right? We use one device for multiple things. The same is the value add that each device will bring in from a security system, which actually helps your security operations, and it makes the solution completely economical as well. So what we have done is we have addressed that who are the end users, right, or the clients for banking industry, and which is there on the left. These are the various security stakeholders, and on the right are the different systems, right? Probably in earlier times or even in current times, this were mapped 1:1, where probably you are able to see a video surveillance at a time, or you are able to see the alerts coming at a single time, and you may have so many different consoles to do these operations. Right? Probably you will require a large security team to manage the entire operations. Now what we are doing is we are converging both the sides from using technology, right? And we are not trying to say that we are actually replacing manpower. Manpower is a must, nobody can replace it. We are only providing a tool to the manpower to operate the security systems in a much effective way, right? A little bit complex architecture, but it shows about the convergence. You have various systems, right? And this systems comes from different vendors. This systems uses different protocol, that is a language they talk with. This systems can be proprietary. This system can be analog, which are the old solution, right? How do we integrate that? And no bank will replace all their security systems. Can we actually integrate all this proprietary or legacy systems as well? The answer is yes, right? And as we are talking, actually we are doing for an iconic building in Mumbai, where we are integrating all these security systems and bringing it to a common command control center. And this building I'm talking about is for a banking finance industry as well. We have also done the city surveillance for entire Navi Mumbai city, which again is on the same architecture, where different parameters or different entities of a city are actually connected with a central command control center. So this is a nutshell how it looks, right? We are actually integrating even the edge devices component, bringing it on a common platform. This is the command and control solution, and probably something very unique that Cisco brings, of course, as called as CMS, right? It's not the typical CMS, which is normally a NOC, where your video data are coming. This can do much beyond it. In fact, we are running a demo just outside. Probably a lot of people must have seen, but in case if you have not seen, I will definitely advise, because seeing is believing, right? How different systems are integrated, how alert management happens, how response is created and actually initiated, how it is used from forensic or postmortem basis, how the response is initiated at real time, how various stakeholders get converge on a single platform. All that can be done from a single console. Now, this is the architecture, right? When we design the solution, we know that an ATM is different from a branch and from a building, right? And of course, I will not go into detail of this architecture. We can probably have an offline, or probably you can call us and we can explain the various solutions. But what we are trying to say is that we have customized solution for each vertical within the banking industry, whether it's ATMs, whether it's branches, with a currency chest, with a gold cell, or a building, right? And all finally how they are all integrating. We heard about some smart solutions like video analytics, how video analytics can be integrated, how it can be enhanced, right? From response perspective or from alert management perspective. So it's one centralized architecture which a bank industry can use from their security operations perspective. So the key benefits that it shows is basically, as we all know, right? It will help us to mitigate risk, right? This is our prime requirement. But what is important is the compliance, which is very important in banking industry. This kind of solution can give you reports which can be used for best practices, reports in different formats. It could be electronic report where videos or pictures can also be integrated and circulated to various stakeholders, right? A common myth is that, technology is, if you go out for high-end technology, it's always expensive, right? And the common question that we hear is that how much analog solution will cost, or how much an IP solution will cost, right? Or the internet protocol solution will cost. But if you see, and this is an exercise that we have done, if you see a total cost of ownership, when you talk about integration, you talk about response solution, when you talk about the life cycle of the solution, when you talk about upgrades, enhancements, new solutions, new technologies that are coming, if you are looking all that, and if you look for a time period of say 5 years, right, this actually solution becomes cheaper than your legacy or the analog solution. So while yes, your current investment may be higher when you make today, but you're not looking to deploy a solution that you're going to use for next few years, right? It's going to be a much longer period. So that's where the key concern is, and that's where I think probably we should look when we are looking at it holistically. These are the various types of reports that solution covers, right? And this is basically from compliance perspective or best practice perspective. It's very user-friendly. We understand that we'll not have the technology experts in banking industry, so how simple to use it is what has been designed or incorporated in the solution perspective. Now I'll show you a quick animation, right, of how the solution works, right? So we heard about a lot of edge devices, and these edge devices could be a camera, it could be an access reader, it could be a sensor, right? As we said that we are making cameras very intelligent. Likewise, the sensors are also becoming intelligent. So what happens is that when an incident happens, probably a fire or smoke sensor or a camera with video analytics or an access reader, right? It detects this incident. What it does is it sends this information with complete information, in fact, right? It will tell you the type of incident, it will tell you the location of the incident, it will tell you the intensity of the incident, right? And send it to a control room. Now this could be a plain simple knock, it could be a full-fledged command control center, doesn't matter. In the control room where the operator is sitting, he's not a security or a technology, he's not a technology expert, he's just a security expert, right? But he doesn't know that if a fire has happened on a certain building or a certain branch, what I need to do, right? So the system actually tells him that these are the standard operating procedures as per the bank, that these are my standard operating procedures which I need to follow if there's a fire or if there's a breach, if there's an intrusion, right? So I don't need to actually refer manual at that time. Actually, I can start working on the console, so my response becomes quicker. And the first thing that the system does is it can push that video onto your screen. Now you will have tens of hundreds of cameras in your system, right? This video will actually pop up if it's a critical alert, so that you see the video first, right? And actually you can start acting based on the intensity of the incident that has happened. Now what the system also does, we understand that the major flaw in the security system is the response, right? You may have detected the incident, you may have assessed the incident, but what about the response part, right? The security team normally will be dispersed, they will not be at one place. For example, the first responders will be probably at different areas, they will be with a push-to-talk kind of a device, normally which security team use, which works on certain frequency and channel, and it will never talk with a mobile phone or a PSTN phone, right? So there is a limitation of communication, right? The security decision makers, probably because they have multiple entities and they are also always on the travel, they will not be on their desk all the time, right? And they will be probably accessible only on their mobile. Now, what the system does is, at the time of incident, it can actually patch all these various stakeholders. Now, in case if there's a fire, probably there are 5 stakeholders who should be actually responding on a fire. These 5 stakeholders become a group into the system, which is reflected as a button. If I press that button, these 5 stakeholders actually get patched at real time, irrespective of their communication system they are holding, right? And once they are patched, it's not just that we are giving the information to them, they are actually sharing the information. So the people who's actually, the control room guy who is seeing the video can actually push this video also or pictures to these stakeholders. The first responder who's probably close to the site can actually tell what's happening at the site, right? And the decision maker probably, once they get all this information at the real time, they can say that these are the next steps that we need to take. So your response time basically is cut down drastically with this solution. And the advantage is that, or the key factor here is that since all your solution or all your safety and security systems are integrated, this is possible today. So very briefly, this is the portfolio which Cisco carries. There are various safety and security companies in the market. Some excels in cameras, some excels in management software, some Excel, and certain other hardware components. What we have tried to do is we have taken the key components, and we are doing innovation in all these key components, right? And probably it's the best end-to-end solution today available in the market, in the sense the network, which has been always Cisco's strength, comes from Cisco. The data center stories are other strength, which also comes from Cisco. But we have today cameras. This is Cisco cameras. We have our own command control center, our own video management software, our own access control solution. This comes pre-integrated from the factory, pre-installed with respect to the software. So your deployment time is least, your integration challenges are minimum. The system integrator's job is much more simpler, right? So this is the advantage that Cisco will bring. Of course, we are doing a lot of innovations. We have recently launched our new video management software, which actually can cover multiple sites, and you actually can let go your local recording system. Like ATMs normally will have a camera and a DVR, digital video recording system. Now we don't require the digital video recording system because the camera is capable to do everything. I can just connect it to the control room. Even though there is no connectivity, it will still keep on recording. Whenever the connectivity is restored, it can still send the alerts or still send the video data. So there is a zero video loss, zero data loss. If any system has a breakdown, you get an immediate alert, right, into your system. So once, even if your camera is down or your door reader is down, the system generates an alert, it goes to the control room, it gets escalated if it's not attended, right? So from a compliance perspective as well, it's been well taken care, right? These are the key differentiations that we actually spoke during the presentation. Our software, for example, can connect up to 10,000 cameras, right, or 10,000 edge devices. We are doing a city surveillance project in Europe, where we are going to connect 200,000 plus, which is 2 lakhs plus cameras onto a single security platform of Cisco, right? So that's the scalability that we are looking, right? This system can be accessed by various stakeholders. This is a virtualization that we are bringing, that from a single system, I'm not only able to get the data, but I'm able to distribute the data to various stakeholders, right? And of course, the technology, the end-to-end architecture will keep on coming, as we progress in the market. Of course, this is still a maturing market, right? So probably that's it, from a Cisco perspective. I will still request that you can come to our stall, see some of these solutions live, right? Where we are actually showing our Hong Kong office, where you can see the video quality. It's a live video which is getting streamed from our Hong Kong office to here, right? And we have also put a demo center for our command control solution, right? Thank you so much.